So in today's video, I'm going to take you through a full routine. This routine is one of the routines of my current split, which I'm doing, which is a push-pull lower split, which is working very well for me actually at the moment, and it can work very well for you too. This one is going to be the pull day, so it's focusing pretty much on the entire posterior chain from the waist up, so that's the entire back. Okay, so a lot of rowing in this workout. I'm going to go straight in, and we'll start off with the wide grip pull-up. So when we're doing this exercise, you want to focus on not just trying to pull yourself up to the top of the movement, but really trying to retract your shoulders and actually use your lats, okay? The goal of this exercise is not to see how many pull-ups you can do, it's to see how many effective pull-ups you can do using the working muscle, which is the lats in this case. So as you can see in this video, I'm really trying to retract my shoulders as I'm pulling myself up. It does take a lot of practice.
How was that?
Nasty. Good though. 10 reps on that one. Now I want you to think about this for a second. When people do pull-ups, they will often go to complete failure on the very first set, which means they got very little in the tank to do the following sets after that. So let's say, for example, someone goes all out and does 10 reps. If they then can only do 6 reps on the second set and then 4 reps on the third set, that means that overall they've only done 20 reps, okay? But let's say, for example, someone does 8 reps. They could do more on the first set, but they don't go to failure. On the second set, they still have energy, so they can do another 8 reps. On the third set, let's say they can do another 8 reps. So overall, 8, 8, 8, they've actually done 24. So overall, they've actually done more working reps. So something to bear in mind when you're doing pull-ups, don't always push to failure. The next exercise which I moved on to was the bent over row. Now I'm a big fan of this exercise. From time to time I'll vary up the grip. So pronated, supinated, this time we did supinated. I feel this one works the forearms a little bit more, but it's really good at pinching the lat muscles. I feel a really good pinch when I do this. So when I do this exercise, what I'm really trying to think about is to initiate the movement with the working muscle, which is the lats. So the first movement that needs to occur is the retraction of the shoulders, okay? Don't initiate the movement by bending your elbows, otherwise you're going to get excessive bicep engagement and you'll end up getting a crazy little bicep pump on, which is not the goal of this exercise.
You didn't look like you were struggling.
Now, the next exercise, which I'm currently doing in my split, is a superset between doing a plate-loaded pull-down machine with a close grip lat pull-down. So this is really working the vertical plane of motion. When I'm doing the close grip lat pull down, I find this one again is really good at targeting the area which I'm trying to hit, the mid-back lats, and I feel as though it's very easy to over-engage the bicep on this one too. Again, like I said before, you have to really think about initiating the movement by retracting your shoulders, pulling your shoulders down. And what I try and do at the bottom of the movement is pull my hands apart as hard as possible, and that just helps with engaging all those muscle fibers in my lats. The next exercise we went on to was the one-arm dumbbell row, and I find this exercise is extremely effective if you can execute it properly. First of all, you need to make sure that you can get into the right position. Second of all, you need to make sure that you're lifting a suitable weight for yourself in order to get that pinch and contraction in your lat. It takes a lot of time to learn and develop this mind-muscle connection. I often find that with myself and with other people, one lat tends to be a little bit stronger than the right, or that there's a better mind-muscle connection with one side compared to the other. So what I do is I'll always start off with the weaker side whilst I'm fresher, I'm strongest, get that one out of the way, and then I'll move on to the stronger one, because it generally doesn't take that much concentration for me to actually engage the stronger side.
You need to share your lats. You're being too greedy.
I swear, the right one feels so much stronger than the left.
But yeah.
You get a really good squeeze with the right, the left one's like...
The next exercise which I moved on to was the rack deadlift, and what I did in this situation was superset it with barbell shrugs. And when it comes to doing the barbell rack deadlift, this is pretty much the top half of the deadlift movement. So what you need to do in order to get the most benefit from this exercise is to keep your shoulders pulled back at all times. When you're at the bottom of that movement and you're keeping your shoulders retracted, your back is working a hell of a lot just to keep those shoulders retracted with all that weight that you're holding on to. After I'd finished 8 to 10 reps, I then did a superset with the barbell shrugs. Now I was wearing straps in this situation, so it's not as if my grip strength was going to fail, so I just went all out until my traps pretty much failed. So there you have it. They're the main exercises which you need to cover when doing this routine. You've got 2 movements pulling down from the vertical plane, 2 movements from a horizontal plane, and then you've got a pulley movement, which is the rack deadlift. Now what I would say, if you do have the time after doing all of these exercises, I would recommend, since we are working the posterior chain, that you do a rear delt targeted exercise. You can use a very fixed range of motion to really isolate the rear delts, or you can go all out. In this example here, where I'm doing a full range of motion, yes, I'm going to be working the rear delts, but I will be using a lot more of my back muscles as well at the same time. But it's something that you should not really skip and avoid if it is a weak point. Most people tend to have quite underdeveloped rear delts when it comes to their mid and front delts, so don't skip it. So there we have it, guys. That's the full routine on the pull day. I've got the push day and the lower day coming soon. I can't see a thing because the sun is blinding me, but I'm going to try and finish this video off strong. These exercises I'm going to be following for the next few weeks. I'm going to try and progressively overload the muscles by increasing the weight from each session, looking to try and improve upon my performance, maybe upping the volume a little bit by adding a few more sets, doing a few more drop sets, and maybe even doing a little bit more rear delt stuff at the end of the session. But it's going good. I enjoyed this split, very effective, and it can be very effective for you, particularly if you're limited for time. Push, pull, legs, very good. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my social media pages. I'm going to close my eyes for good now because the sun is blinding me. Speak soon.